What's going on YouTube? My name is Pablo and I'm a car addict. Thank you for joining me on this video. It's been a long time since I posted, a couple of months actually, and I'm sorry for that, guys. Had a lot of stuff come up and just had to prioritize, unfortunately. But I'm back. Wanted to shoot a video. Actually wanted to give you guys a my honest opinion on owning this car for 4 years. I bought this car back in April of 2020, so I've owned the car for, that's crazy, for 4 years and 2 months. I have 14,700 miles on the car. Not a lot of miles. I drive an average of like 35 to 3,800 miles a year. Definitely haven't put the car through extensive use, so I don't have a lot of maintenance issues to report. For anybody who's new to the channel, thank you for joining. Smash up those like buttons. New viewers, old viewers, anybody who's viewing it, do me a favor, take 1 second of your day, smash up that like button for me. This helps the video get to other viewers that are looking into content like this, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, so I've had this car for 4 years and 2 months. I'm still in love with it. For anybody who's new to the channel, I do have some mods on the car. I have a cold air intake. I have a high flow throttle body, 85 millimeters. I have a Cook header to a Cook mid pipe to a Borla Type S exhaust. I have a ported OEM intake manifold from MMX, and I have a Borla Type S or S-type exhaust. So definitely did some work to it, but honestly I couldn't be happier with the car. Every single day for the last 4 years, me getting into the car, I've been excited, I've been happy, I've felt as if I'm escaping my normal my routine and just enjoying some driving, just an old school driving experience where I have a nice big V8 engine that sounds awesome, that performs awesome. The car itself, I had come from smaller cars. I had come from a BMW M5, a 2003. I had come from a 2018 M3. Smaller sports cars that were uncomfortable. Well, I mean, not really uncomfortable. Wow, holy shit! Welcome to New York. Jesus. Where was I? I had come from sports cars that were sedans or coupes. So when I bought this car, honestly, I didn't have super high expectations because I was always biased against American cars for some stupid reason. I was like, it's gonna be American, it's not gonna be great. I don't know why. I guess I was, all of my older brothers had, M's and Beamers and all that, so I was just kind of biased towards German. And when I got this car, I was like, holy shit, this thing is a beast. And that was in pure stock mode. And I really liked that it was comfortable. I really liked that it had a V8. I really liked that I could throw anything in the car and drive. I could pack 2 huge suitcases in the back with, duffel bags. I could put the dog in the back. I could throw all of his stuff, his cage, all the stuff I had to take. I could haul it comfortably. I could haul it quickly because this car is no slowpoke at all. And I still feel that way. I've had the car for 4 years, like I've said. There's nothing that this car, for me personally, doesn't do well. Sounds good, looks great. The body kit on this car is really nice. The front bumper, the front hood, the rear, all is it's subtle, but it's muscular. When the car is clean. I have a silver car, which I love silver cars personally. I think they clean up super nice. The car just looks really sharp, really muscular. The front bumper, I absolutely love walking away and looking back and looking at it. Same thing with the rear. I would have liked for Jeep to do quad pipes personally. That's one thing that I would modify in the car just for visuals. I would do like a quad pipe exhaust, but I guess they reserved that for the Trackhawk, which makes sense. I just fucking love how this thing sounds, man. and I'll always love it. You know, it's crazy. Like, honestly, like, I've always played with the thought of, you know, getting a different car and, you know, getting a faster car. Oh, you know, maybe I'll get a Trackhawk, or maybe I'll get an X5M, or, you know, maybe I get a Cayenne Turbo. But, like, for what? You know, like, why am I going to spend over $100,000 at this point for something that's, like, maybe 1 second faster? I'm not a freaking, you know, drag racer that is, you know, racing for money. And it's just not worth it to me. This car does everything really well. I really think that this car, for anybody who's in this, that wants a high performance SUV, I think this is the car for you, minus the gas mileage. That's one thing that I don't think is good whatsoever. I mean, it's just not. It's a big motor V8. I have a heavy foot. I'm sure, you know, the majority of you guys and girls that are driving these cars probably have a heavy foot. Like, here in New York City, I don't see beyond maybe 12 miles per gallon. I just don't. It's unreasonable. Maybe on the highway when I get out upstate, I'll get to like maybe 14, 15 miles per gallon. That's about it. I haven't seen better than that. So I'd be interested for you guys that live in city environments to let me know how your gas mileage looks like, because, you know, one thing that this car does demand is gas money. You know, I pump, you know, luckily I don't drive the car that much. So I pump maybe 80 to 100 bucks every, maybe once a month. You know, let me get a little pull in here for you guys. Like, I really don't think you guys or anybody can honestly find a car that sounds better than this right now on the market. Sure, you have your Lambos and all the crazy cars, but I want to talk about a regular daily driver that is not 100 plus K. Guys, this is the car. This is one of the cars that you should consider. Test drive one, have some seat time in one. If you have friends, cousins, dealerships, go test drive it. You will not be disappointed. And I know that these cars nowadays are going for like, I think 60s or like 50s or 60s. It's a bargain. It's a bargain for what you get with these cars. In terms of issues, so the only issue I've had so far on this car, after getting it tuned and all of the mods, is I've had a cylinder one, a random, and there's a freaking Lambo Urus right there in white. Sexy, but I don't want to pay 300K for that and just go a second faster. It's not worth it to me. Anyway, the one issue I've had with this car, I've had two issues with this car so far at 14,000 miles and 4 years of ownership. Post tune and post header and post all the mods, I've had a random cylinder one misfire multiple times, and I noticed that it happens more when the weather changes or it's very humid or it's very cold. Upon, you know, cold start, I'll hear like a little bit of a jump in the RPMs, and then I'll get the check engine light, and I'll have to, you know, clear it. I took it to the mechanic. He, you know, looked at all the cylinders. He's like, bro, the car is fine. So I don't know what gives. Maybe it's the humidity, maybe it's the air fuel mixture, something in the air that makes that cylinder go off. Let me make sure I don't crash here. And that's pretty much what happens randomly. It's pretty frustrating. I do get concerned of it being something else or something more serious, but, you know, the mechanic told me to, you know, just relax and drive it right now, so that's what I'm doing. The other issue that I had, which the Jeep dealership here in New York City misdiagnosed and kept my car for a month, and Joy drove it for a month and gave me the car back with diapers in the trunk and crumbs in the back seat. It was a fucking disaster, pardon my French. The issue was that I was getting a FCW 8 ACC slash FCW sensor, I don't know, sensor signal, let's say. And what would happen was I would be driving, the FCW thing would flash on the dash, and then the passenger side window would go down by itself. It was very weird and very random. And sometimes the car would sputter at a stop and shut off completely on me. You know, being that I'm not a mechanic, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I took it to the dealership. Just, you know, let me take it to Jeep dealership. You know, they were like, oh yeah, we have a Trackhawk in here. There's an SRT specialist. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm in good hands. They changed out the instrument cluster. They put the throttle body back to stock, and they charged me for a new throttle body. They did a bunch of other things. They were like, you know, the car is modified. They, you know, threw the whole dealership bullshit at me. So after a month and a week, I got the car back, and I still had the same issue. It ran okay for like a couple of weeks, and then boom, it happened again, and then it happened again, then it happened again. So I reached out to my local SRT shop, Mopar shop, TNA Motorsports in Glendale, Queens. Highly recommended, guys. Alan is super honest, knows what he's talking about. He's not gonna, you know, jerk you around or want to take your money. I brought the car in one morning at around 9:30 in the morning. I get a call back the same day at noon saying that the car was ready. I'm like, you sure? He's like, dude, the battery terminals were loose. That's all it was, just loose battery terminals. And a dealership that supposedly has, you know, factory trained techs couldn't see that, or left it loose on purpose to get me back and spend more money because the car is out of warranty, because the car is a Canadian SRT, right? Nonsense for something so simple. So yeah, so after I took the car to TNA Motorsports with Alan, he just literally tightened up the battery terminals for me, drove the car maybe an hour or two, like, you know, like around the similar situations that I was getting the issues. Didn't happen for him, has never happened for me again since that day. It was something as simple as a loose battery terminal. Like, okay, fine, that's ridiculous, and I will never take my car to that Jeep dealership ever again. Other than that, you know, 4 years of ownership for me has meant every day excitement, happiness, comfort, peace, excitement to wake up and drive it, excitement to get on it like I did on the highway, excitement to pull on the highway. You know, the car at this point must have, with all the mods, I mean, I don't care about numbers or, you know, 0 to 60s, but, you know, the car probably has between, you know, conservatively, I would say between 480 and 490, you know, crank horsepower. You know, it probably does, you know, 0 to 60 in low to mid fours. Fast enough. It's fast enough for me. I think it should be fast enough for anybody that's not looking to do, you know, 3 seconds 0 to 60. You know, because like I said, for me personally, I live in New York City. I drive in New York City every day or every other day. And where am I going 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, you know? Like, I don't care to get on a highway and have to be like the fastest car on the road. I want something that is comfortable, unique, sounds good, has a naturally aspirated motor, and just, for me personally, if you guys make it this far, and I'm sure a lot of you guys agree, this car, this style of car, this configuration of car is like literally the last of a dying breed. And I really mean that. Everything is going turbo, everything is going hybrid, everything is going electric, everything is changing. You really don't have these kind of cars nowadays that are a naturally aspirated motor, that are literally, you know, just a big motor. I'm gonna have to do something illegal as well over here, but it is what it is. That's the city. When there's traffic, you gotta do some weird shit. Make sure this guy doesn't come in there. Thank you. Yeah, like I was saying, these cars are a last of a dying breed, man. You know, I really think that when everything, you know, fully goes electric and everything goes fully turbo or hybrid, like, you're not gonna, you know, be able to touch these cars in terms of price. They're gonna go up in value. They're gonna be highly sought after. It's gonna be something that you, look at that, got a truck just just chilling. Just chilling. Gotta love New York, man. Yeah, these cars are just completely just unique, man. You know, these cars have got nice big fat V8 stuffed in an SUV. The same thing as, like, you know, the Hellcats and the, you know, Scat Packs, and, you know, like, you know, pretty much whatever car has a, you know, Mopar 392 engine. You're not gonna get cars like this ever again. Every M car in BMW now is some sort of turbo. Every AMG is a bi-turbo. Every Porsche is something with a turbo, and now they're going hybrid. And this car is just easy to use, man. You know, this car is easy to use. Every time you get in it, you know what you're doing. You're comfortable. I'm super comfortable driving it right now. I don't feel like I need to, like, think about what I'm doing with the controls or the AC or my heated seat or my vented seat. The same thing for my wife. She's super comfortable. You know, like, if any of you guys are like motorheads and, you know, have a wife or a girlfriend that likes to ride with you and you want her to be comfortable, this is definitely one of those cars. Just, you know, after 4 years of ownership, like I said, I've played with the idea of, you know, getting a different car and getting a faster car, but my gut is always calm and happy knowing that I have an awesome car. I don't feel like I need anything. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I just don't care to go, you know, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. That's me personally. And I've modded it. You know, this car has great mod potential. If you like to mod your cars, this car, you can do anything to it. You can do intake manifolds, you can do cam, you can do headers, exhaust, mid pipes. You can supercharge it if you want to. You could probably turbocharge it if you want to, even though I haven't seen any companies that turbocharge it. You can do anything you want to this car and have it still be, you know, cool, understated, unique, fast, comfortable. So honestly, guys and girls, after, you know, 4 years of ownership, I'm still happy. I'm still happy, and I honestly feel like I don't need much else that I'm missing in this car. I really don't. I really don't. I will be driving in a couple of weeks. Actually next week, I will be driving a BMW X3M competition out in the West Coast, because I'm going with my wife to the West Coast for a weekend. That should be interesting. I am going to be making some videos that are head-to-head comparisons of the 2020 Jeep SRT and the 2022 BMW X3M. I'm excited to see how it feels. I'm excited to see how it drives. My assumption is that it's going to be a stiffer, more sporty, more precise type of M car, like a pretty much like a taller M3 in a way, a little bit softer, but kind of like a tall M3 is what I'm assuming it's going to be like, because, you know, BMW makes very precise, sharp kind of driving instruments. That's my assumption. Let's see how it goes. I might be wrong. I might end up loving it. I might end up hating it. But I will give you guys my honest opinion on the X3M, because I know that it's a competitor car in this same niche of cars. But anyway, if you guys have made it this far, please drop me a comment of what you agree with, what you disagree with, what you like about the Jeep SRT if you own one, what you dislike about the Jeep SRT if you own one, why you would consider one. Like, what about this car do you love that what about this car do you love that would make you want to own it? And smash me up a like button, please. It really helps the video and the channel. And yeah, I will see all you guys soon on another video. Thank you for your continued viewing, and I will speak to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.